Hey everyone, Charlene Ortiz here. Today we're going to discuss step 3 on how to improve your nutrition. And before we move to step 3, I just wanted to do a quick review of the first 2 steps that we've already done. So step 1 a few weeks ago was increasing your awareness. And we were doing that by writing a food log and writing the 4 different aspects of your food log: what you ate, what was on it, how much, and what time it was. And for those of you who are emotional eaters, you wrote down how you were feeling, what happened at times throughout the day that you binged because you were upset about something. Step 2 was small, consistent changes. And when the first step with small, consistent changes that I encourage you guys to do or challenge you to do was to replace 1 sugary beverage a day, or actually 2 sugary beverages a day, with a glass of water. And to continue doing that until up to this point. And the next step in step 2 is going to be replacing 1 unhealthy snack with a healthy one. So within these steps, there's obviously several steps that are involved, but these are kind of just the 3 main steps that I always work with my clients to be able to achieve a healthier eating plan. And so with the next part of step 2, replacing 1 unhealthy snack. So what I want you to do, whatever type of sugary or unhealthy snack that you eat throughout the day, like whether it's cookies or muffins or donuts, whatever it is, I want you to replace that snack with 1 fruit. Just 1 snack a day, that's all. And I want you to pick your favorite fruit, whatever that is, and replace that unhealthy snack with a fruit instead. And as I mentioned in the last video on step 2, don't worry too much about getting into the details or which fruits are better, which ones have more sugar, or blah, blah, blah. For now, just try to make better choices in general, because any positive step that you take towards improving your nutrition, whether it's small or how drastic the changes are, it's going to be a benefit. And it's going to help get you closer to achieving your goals, to eating a healthier diet. And so that's going to be your next challenge. So you're going to stick with substituting 2 sugary drinks a day with water. So you're going to keep doing that. If you can progress to 3 or 4 sugary drinks, that would be great, because it's going to just increase your calorie deficit for that day. Again, helping you to achieve your goals. So let's have you guys, try to go to 3 to 4 sugary drinks, replacing that with just water. And let's go for 1 snack a day, 1 unhealthy snack, replacing that snack with your favorite fruit, whatever that fruit might be. All right, step 3 is preparation. And preparation is something, it's a habit that you will start to develop over time. And eventually, like every other step, will become a lifestyle change. So when it comes to preparation, one thing that's going to help you tremendously to help you to achieve your goals and to stay committed is to be disciplined and prepared with the type of food that you're going to eat throughout the week, and always carrying healthy options with you wherever you go. So that way, number 1, you never end up in a situation where you're so hungry that you grab the closest thing, and it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's quick and as long as it gives you calories, to avoid that, so that way you have a healthier alternative. And number 2, if you're in situations where there's a lot of unhealthy food and you're going to be really tempted, if you have something with you that's a little healthier, or you eat a meal, you eat something that's a little bit healthier before you go to that situation, you either, number 1, won't eat any of the healthy food, or unhealthy food, and if you do, you won't eat as much because you were able to have a healthier option before whatever event or situation you were going to be in, like birthday parties, holiday parties, just events where there's going to be a lot of unhealthy food. Especially now it's the summertime, there's a lot of barbecues going on and stuff like that. And so again, it's so easy to get tempted. And when you go to work, it's always important to have some type of healthy option, snacks with you that you've already packed that you can eat throughout the day. And so the preparation is going to start at the grocery store. And that is always going to be your first step, is the grocery store. And so when you go to the grocery store, whatever you bring home is what you're going to eat. And so for those of you that have a really difficult time avoiding and fighting temptations, the decision making starts at the grocery store, obviously. And so when you go to the grocery, if you already have planned the foods that you're going to get and the meals that you want to prepare throughout the week, or at least for the next couple days, then it'll be easier for you to stay focused on the foods that you already have on your list that are going to be healthier options, and not just kind of grab whatever looks good to you at the moment. And you've probably heard this a million times: never go to the grocery store hungry. I've made that mistake many times, and we'll just end up buying everything that's in sight, and it's usually stuff that's unhealthy that will fill me up very quickly. And so then I'll come home and just have these really unhealthy options all over the place. And so again, never go to the grocery store hungry. That's always a bad idea. And some of you that have children, perhaps there's certain snacks, little things that you buy for their lunches or what have you, and you might be thinking, well, Charlene, that's going to be really hard when I go to the grocery store because my kids like these snacks, and I put them in their lunch, I give them throughout the day, when they're playing, what have you, and it's going to be really hard for me to not buy those foods and to not have them in the house for me to be tempted. And the reality is that when you're trying to change your nutrition habits, it doesn't stop with you. It really needs to it needs to be delegated throughout the whole family. Like, the whole family needs to start making these changes as well. And so in all honesty, if you are buying unhealthy snacks and unhealthy options that are high in sugar and fat for your children, and you don't want to be eating those foods anymore, you want to start eating healthier, well, shouldn't your children follow you in those footsteps? And so I really think it's best, again, as a family unit, that everybody tries to start making these changes. And again, that's why these changes need to be small and consistent, especially with kids, because kids oftentimes aren't good with change in certain things in life, especially when it comes to having things that they enjoy kind of being taken away. But if you kind of slowly wean them into healthier options, over time, they'll just, start to accept it, and they'll be okay with it. When I was growing up, my friends always had unhealthy food in the house, and cookies and sugary cereals. And I'm going to be honest, I did wish that we had those foods in my house, because my mom never bought those foods. She never brought them into the home. Everything, I think the most sugary cereal we had was maybe Raisin Bran, which actually does have quite a lot of sugar, surprisingly, but again, my mom just did not allow those types of foods in the house. And so because they weren't allowed in the house, we didn't grow up surrounded by that type of food. And so it's easier for us now to make better options because we're just not used to having it. So for those of you that grew up in a household where perhaps you weren't raised, with healthy options, you weren't raised on learning how to make better choices, well, you can start now with your children, and you can break that cycle. Because you don't want to pass on to your children what was passed on to you, if now it's incredibly difficult for you to make those choices and to know how to make those choices. So this is definitely the time to start teaching them, that we need to start incorporating more fruits and vegetables, that we need to eat less sugar, less unhealthy fats, and more nuts, and healthier, leaner fats like avocados and coconut oils and stuff like that. And so again, so for those of you that feel challenged by that, I really encourage you to start, getting your kids and even your husband on the bandwagon and trying to make these changes. So, okay, so for step 3 for this week, when you go to the grocery store, what I want you to do is kind of incorporate step 2 into step 3, where whatever unhealthy sugary snack that's a normal thing for you to buy when you go to the grocery, don't get that snack. Instead, I want you to get your favorite fruits for you and your husband, your children, or your roommate, what have you, whoever you live with. I want you to replace that sugary snack with a fruit. or to replace, if you're somebody who likes chips and stuff like that, to replace one of those really salty, high-fat snacks with maybe some nuts, like almonds and walnuts are really great alternatives. And one thing that I do want to do is provide a link to a list, a healthy shopping list that is provided by this one guy. His name is Dr. Josh Axe, and he's actually a chiropractor, naturopathic doctor. And he has a PDF available for people to download that has like a healthy list of healthy fats and healthy sugars. And it's a really, really great guide. And so I'm going to provide a link for that in the description below, so you can go to his website, download that PDF, and you'll have some options there that will be better alternatives for some of the unhealthier, more sugary, high fat, high salt snacks that you might be drinking now, or I'm sorry, eating now on a regular basis. And drinking now too, drinking more water as opposed to your sugary drinks. Okay guys, so that is going to be your first step for step 3, is buying a healthier snack, buying some sort of a fruit or a healthier nut alternative for whatever unhealthy snacks that you bring home. And little by little, as you guys just continue to make these small changes, before you know it, you're going to be eating healthy, you're going to be making less bad choices, and you're going to be feeling really good about it, and you're actually going to be enjoying the food, enjoying what you eat, and again, it's not going to feel like it was that painful. Okay, so all right guys, so if you have any questions, make sure that you let me know in the description below. And my nutrition, even though I have the step 1, step 2, step 3, this is going to be ongoing, probably for the life of my channel, because nutrition is something that, again, it is a lifestyle change, and it's something that people will always need help with, will always struggle with. So I will always be doing nutrition videos, giving you tips on the different things that you can do, and going more and more in depth as we get further and further into nutrition, and as you guys start making these moderate changes, and as you're feeling ready and more able to commit to healthier and stricter plans, I am going to get more in depth, like recipes and other aspects of preparation, and again, and even the different things that I do, to help me to prepare for my day, to make sure that I stay on track with the appropriate nutrition plan that's healthier for myself as well. So, okay guys, well, thank you so much for tuning in. I always appreciate your time and attention. Remember, take care of yourself, protect yourself physically and emotionally, and don't forget, your health is your most valuable asset. Invest in it. Bye-bye.